Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Our ceremony will begin in 10 minutes. Please make your way into the auditorium to locate your seats. Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Our ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Please make your way into the auditorium to locate your seats. Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Graduation will begin shortly. Emergency exits are located to the left and right of the stage, as well as through the lobby area. At this time, please place all electronic devices on silent and take your seats. Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Established in 1974, it sits on over 100 acres just outside the capital city of Jackson. Mississippi State Fire Academy is your premier location for firefighter training. Our bureaus deliver training across many disciplines, including basic firefighter recruit training, advanced fire and rescue training, and emergency medical training. The Mississippi State Fire Academy is a division of the Mississippi Department of Insurance under the direction of Insurance Commissioner and State Fire Marshal Mike Cheney.
As a firefighter and first responder, that's your calling in life. It's a servant attitude. It's what it's about, making life better for everyone. On behalf of the great state of Mississippi, thank you for your services.
Instructors of the Mississippi State Fire Academy include award winners, national executive fire officers, rescue specialists, and college graduates at the bachelor's, master's, and even doctorate levels. The Mississippi State Fire Academy is an incredible asset to our state, and we look forward to serving our community for years to come. Please stand and welcome your graduates of the Mississippi State Fire Academy's Basic Firefighter Recruit class.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order up! Say, seat! Good morning. Delivering the invocation for Class 212 from the Loosedale Fire Department, Carrie Jones.
Good morning. If you would, please join with me in prayer. Heavenly Father, I am grateful for this opportunity to graduate from Class 212 at Mississippi State Fire Academy. I'm grateful for my classmates and the things that we've learned here together to carry it back into our communities to perform our duties. Heavenly Father, I would like to thank you for the State Academy and the instructors and the staff that keep this place going. Thank you for their dedication and their passion for what they do in preparing us to go back into our communities and be the first responders that carry out our duties and protect our communities. Lord, on behalf of the class of 212, I would like to ask a special blessing over each and every one of them. A blessing for safety throughout their careers, a blessing of safety over the communities they serve, and a blessing of safety over the state that we all collectively serve. In addition, Lord, I would like to ask that each of these individuals be the salt and the light in the communities that they serve individually. Again, Lord, thank you for this opportunity to stand before you today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Kerry. Hey, good morning, everybody. On behalf of the Executive Director, Kelly Elliott, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to the family, friends, and coworkers of the firefighters who make up the Class 212. We're honored to have you with us today at the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Class 212, today is your graduation. It's a milestone to celebrate, to reflect, and to recognize as the beginning of your journey in this noble profession. While at the MSFA, you've created new memories, formed new friendships, and formed career-long professional relationships. You're becoming part of a proud fellowship of thousands of firefighters across the state of Mississippi who have dedicated themselves to serving their communities. Now, I would like to recognize or take a moment to acknowledge the communities and municipalities that are represented here all over the state of Mississippi. So we'll start with the northern part of the state. From the northern part of the state, Olive Branch. Yep. Byhalia. West Point. Clarksdale. Greenwood. Columbus. Starkville. Batesville. Greenville. And Attala County. From the central part of the state, Clinton. Jackson. Pearl. Madison. Canton. and Flowood. And finally, from the southern part of the state, Long Beach. We have Picayune. And finally, Loosedale. Did I get everybody? All right, Class 212, today you will return home to serve the people of your communities and contribute to the safety and well-being of this great state. Most of the days you will serve, it will be mundane, but there will be some days that you will serve that will change the lives of the people you serve forever, and it may change your lives as well. So keep that in mind. We wish you very much success, and we believe in you. And finally, as we talked about yesterday, let me just say we're very proud of you, all your accomplishments over the past 7 weeks, which was a lot. And we'll learn more about that later. As we spoke yesterday, we're here to train you, we're here to support you and help you to the best of our abilities throughout your career. And we wish you the very best. Could y'all just give them one more round of applause, please? And now I would like to introduce, it's my honor to introduce our next speaker, a man deeply committed to both fire prevention and for the citizens of Mississippi and the training and development of firefighters across our state. I present to you our insurance commissioner and our state fire marshal and our boss, Commissioner Mike Cheney.
So welcome to the State Fire Academy. 50 years ago, somebody had a vision when Evelyn Gandy was the first female, by the way, a statewide elected official, became the insurance commissioner to start up and form a State Fire Academy. And this is addressed to you recruits here and the graduates. For 50 years, men and women have been coming in to this academy, giving their all and returning to their communities to serve others. The dangers of firefighting, and y'all know this, the dangers of firefighting can never be completely removed. It's a very dangerous occupation. Good training, knowledge, and skills can help a firefighter survive the physical dangers of the job, the mental dangers of the job. The training at the State Fire Academy will make you equipped to serve others. This is not a job, guys and ladies. This is a vocation. It's an honor to have you here. It's an honor to have you graduate from the finest academy in the United States. Welcome and a job well done. Hooah.
Good morning again. I am Instructor Chief Matt Hinkle of the Firemanship Group, and I wanted to take a minute to introduce some of the staff that has been with your students for the duration of their program. We have reorganized our structure recently to operate into 4 functional groups. The first one is the Professional Development Group led by Instructor Chief Marcus Collier, the Special Operations Group led by Instructor Chief Nick Reagan, the Strategic Advancement Group led by Chief Christy Johnson. That group is also the one that put together this entire presentation today, along with our 50th anniversary that's going to take place right after this event, which includes Ron Reese. He handles all of our social media, so if you've been watching a lot of that online, that's who's been putting that together for you to view. Powell Smith, who put together a graduation video you'll see soon, and Anna Reagan Maines, who goes along with our marketing and branding of our agency. The Firemanship Group includes myself and Instructor Supervisor Chris Carrera that lead the direction of the group, but includes many instructors behind us who I'll introduce in a second. And we want to make sure we recognize our maintenance staff, our cafeteria staff, our housekeeping staff, and all the administrative and support staff it takes to run this academy. The Firemanship Group consists of several instructors along with an administrative assistant, and I'd like to introduce them right now. Instructor Randy Ray. Instructor Colby Stark. Instructor Josh Clark. Instructor Lane Putt. Senior Instructor Sean Sinclair. Instructor Supervisor Chris Carrera. Administrative Assistant Rebecca Cahoon. We also have an additional instructor from Professional Development Group on stage with us because both of our groups now conduct the 1001 program. That's Instructor Dustin Turner. And last but not least, the class coordinator of Class 212, Senior Instructor Charles Weathersby. I wanted to provide a brief message to Class 212. On the first day of class, I stood before you with an example ethos, a pathway and a direction for what I believe should be at the forefront of every firefighter's career. Now that you're at the end of this phase of training, I want to talk to you about safety, perhaps the misunderstanding of what safe actually means. Mike Rowe, famous talent on television that we've all probably seen, and very comedic of him and some of the things he says. One thing that he's well known for saying is safety third instead of safety first, which makes you think a lot more about how we use that phrase. Mike Rowe once said, the first line of safety is personal responsibility and self-awareness. This statement resonates deeply with what you have been trained to do. Safety is not achieved by avoiding danger. It's achieved through competency, proficiency, and discipline. The risks we take are not reckless, they're calculated, informed by our training and honed by our commitment to mastery. Chief David Rhodes, editor-in-chief of Fire Engineering Magazine, recently captured this spirit when he said, if someone is drowning in a pool, we don't drain the water to save them, we jump in. That's our job. We run into burning buildings, enter collapsing structures, navigate the unknown because lives are at stake. This is not a job for the faint of heart. It's a job for those who understand that risk is not an enemy, complacency is. Reflecting on what Mike Rowe said, if safety was truly number one, we'd never leave the station and you wouldn't need a helmet. You can laugh, it's okay. Also, if you look inside your helmet right now, it says that firefighting is an inherently dangerous job, literally on the label. So it tells you right when you get your helmet. This point brings clarity to our ethos that firefighting isn't about eliminating risk, but embracing it responsibly. The helmet you wear is a symbol of the risk you accept and the lives you're sworn to protect. But here's the truth. What truly reduces risk isn't avoiding it, it's your proficiency. It's your ability to execute your training flawlessly under pressure. It's your dedication to continuous improvement, knowing that every skill you sharpen can mean the difference between life and death. Class 212, as you embark on this journey, remember this. Our profession demands that we take risk because the expectation placed on us is clear. When people call 911, they're not looking for someone to play it safe. They're looking for someone who will save them no matter what the odds are. That responsibility is heavy, but you're ready for it. So as you move forward, take pride in your readiness, your courage, and your commitment to this profession. Strive to be the most competent, self-aware, and responsible firefighter you can be. When the time comes, and it will, you'll take that leap into the pool, not because it's safe, but because it's the right thing to do. Congratulations, Class 212. Stay sharp and stay safe.
Class 212, let me be the first to congratulate you on the successful completion of the Firefighter 1001 Level 1, Level 2 program here at the State Fire Academy. Over these past 8 weeks, you've been challenged both mentally and physically. You've learned through lecture, where you learned the knowledge and skills needed in order to be effective and efficient on the fire ground. You endured skill stations in various scenarios where you learned how to complete tasks both safely for you and for those around you. And who could forget everyone's favorite, the remedial training, which we instilled such things as accountability, attention to detail, and teamwork. Not to take away from or make light of your accomplishment today, but this should act as only your foundation, not your end goal. Remember what you've learned here and reflect on it often, as these skills and knowledge can become perishable if not practiced and rehearsed. Always continue to further your education, both within the fire service and out. Don't settle for the bare minimum. Perfect your craft and be the firefighter, and more importantly, the person that people want to be around. Class 212, congratulations again on your graduation, and always remember, be the extra degree.
How about that video? So, that's just a small glimpse of what your students and fellow loved ones have been through over these past 7 weeks. I'd like to thank our audio-visual department, Mr. Ron Rice, Mr. Powell Smith for putting that together for us. And that guy at the end wasn't too bad, if I must say so myself. So with that being said, my name is Charles Weathersby. I was fortunate to be the course coordinator during this class. Had a little bit of a burden here at times, but all in all, it was a great class, and I'm very fortunate and proud to have been this course coordinator. I've got a few awards that I need to distribute, but before I do, there's some people that I need to thank. First off, Class 212. Over the past couple of days, we've reminisced and we've talked about things and how they went. I honestly want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your effort, the attentiveness, and the willingness to learn from us as instructors. Although we butted heads at times, I can honestly say that I'm happy to call you fellow firefighters and very proud of your accomplishment. This class started with 30 students. Unfortunately, we did lose 3. It's not too uncommon for us to lose some here and there. Typically, if we do, it's due to some form of academics, a lack of skills, or proficiency in physical ability. I am happy to say that we managed to graduate 27 students today. Of those 27, we had several who have been through this program before, either in a field delivery or through another class here on campus. So for that just shows their resilience and determination, and I think these 27 deserve an extra round of applause. To the families and friends, I want to say thank you. Without your support, I can assure you that these firefighters would not be here today. It requires time away from you, which unfortunately puts a little bit more in your burden and requires you to take on more tasks than you may be used to. With your support, I know that they are appreciative of and that they have been successful. I'd also like to say a special thanks to my family personally. As you can imagine, being a coordinator requires a few extra hours, as well as some stressful situations and frustrations. I want to thank my family, specifically my wife and kids. Without their support and without my wife's forgiveness and undying love, it would have been touch and go. So I'm greatly appreciative of her. Next to my instructors, I really appreciate y'all's effort over these past 7 weeks. We have within the new groups that we have kind of developed, at times we've been somewhat short-staffed. This is not the only program that we put on, so we were pulled in a lot of different directions through some injuries and illnesses and other time away, as well as our other responsibilities. There were moments when there were 3 instructors for 27 students. Knowing that your professionalism, your abilities, and your willingness to carry out the task and the plan of the day helped me in moments when I needed to be away doing other courses and curriculum. So for that, I express my gratitude and I appreciate you deeply. So Class 212, we started 7 weeks ago. We're graduating 27, and I can honestly say that I'm very appreciative once again. Around week 3 or 4, we were kind of at an impasse. We have a lot of personalities and mentalities here, and at times we begin to clash. So there was a pivotal moment within this class. As I spoke with instructors and tried to think of a way to overcome the hump or the round the curve, so to speak, I reflected back on my former battalion chief, Dwayne Harris. He was a very inspirational man, and in that, throughout the year, we would have several situations where we would get together as a shift. We would talk about things throughout the city, about what was going on within the department on our shift, and even set aside some personal goals along the way. One day he showed up, and at one of our meetings, he handed us stickers or helmet decals that read 212 degrees. And I pondered on what that meant before he got into the explanation. That's actually an excerpt from a book called 212, The Extra Degree. In that, it's expressed what that extra degree stands for, what that 212 means. These students learned in Chapter 5 of Fire Behavior that at 212 degrees, water goes through a volatile reaction. Water begins to boil and steam is produced, and it becomes that much more effective and powerful. At 211 degrees, while that water is hot, it's not very effective. At that 212th degree, with that water boiling, you can sanitize equipment and utensils, you can sanitize water, prepare food, and with that steam is produced, you can run machinery, engines, and even a locomotive. That one extra degree is all that it takes. I asked these students and challenged them to be that extra degree, and they stepped up to the challenge. Students, as you go forward and become firefighters and move throughout your careers, remember that extra degree. Remember that on that stovetop, that pot of water does not instantly begin to boil. You need to maintain that 212th degree. When you show up on scene, it's not a switch that you can flip on and decide to be 212. It's a mentality that must be adhered to and practiced daily. I encourage you to do so. With that being said, I would like to recognize a few that exceeded and maintained the mental capacity of that 212. The first 2 awards that I have are going to be for the class guides. The class guides operated as a direct correlation between myself and the students. As you can imagine, the span of control, 1 versus 27, is not ideal. The 2 guys that were chosen expressed or demonstrated a very good capacity in order to get the students from point A to point B in a timely fashion, organized, and paid attention to the detail that was required in order for the class to be successful. The 2 class guides are from Greenwood Fire Department, Mr. Anthony Brownlee. And from Columbus Fire Department, Christian Thomas. Over these 7 weeks, the students took several tests and exams to include a comprehensive final for level 1 and level 2. The next award is for the highest GPA over that course of time with a 95.47 average. From the Columbus Fire Department, Ms. Victoria Culpepper. In conjunction with the knowledge that was learned, we also have various physical ailments and assessments that need to be conducted. We did 3 main assessments, and we took the average, the cumulative of those assessments to determine the most physically fit firefighter. From the Pearl Fire Department, Ms. Rajneesh Morse. This last award is called the Making a Difference Award. This award goes to the firefighter who, it means something different to everybody, and it really kind of varies between each class. The award winner for this one really played on my heartstrings, so to speak. This is a young man's game. The older that I've gotten, the more and more that I've realized that the physical demands of this job can be extremely taxing. So in order to do this, in order to accomplish the mission, in order to get the training and the reps in at a, I don't want to cast any stones, about an elevated age, I will say, a maturity level, it is a daunting task. This gentleman performed continuously. And physically, he was probably about the midway point of a class of 27 with people half his age. So showed extreme resilience and determination, and for that, I thank him greatly. From the Lucedale Fire Department, Mr. Kerry Jones. In conjunction with the awards, the class as a whole has an award. We have the class flag. When the class comes together as a team and begins to function as one unit, we administer them a challenge. I'm happy to say that this class came together week 5 and successfully accomplished that challenge. And with that, I'll turn it over to the class guides.
On behalf of Class 212, we turn this flag back over to the Academy.
At this time, I would like to introduce the class speaker for Class 212. This gentleman, as it turns out, is quite the impersonator. So with that being said, from Starkville Fire Department, Mr. Stephen Miller.
Very well. All right. That was the only one. I want to thank everybody for coming. It can't be said enough. Families, really thank you for everything that you guys have done for us, given the strength, listened to us, our phone calls, whining. I'm sure there have been plenty of that. And to the instructors, thank you for everything that you guys have taught us. I just wanted to share a poem real quick, and then at the end, share 3 points, what I think will be pertinent to it. It's called The Oak Tree by Johnny Ray Ryder Jr. A mighty wind blew night and day. It stole the oak's tree leaves away. then snapped its boughs and pulled its bark until the oak was tired and stark. But still the oak tree held its its ground, while other trees fell around. The weary wind gave up and spoke, "How can you still be standing, oak?" The oak tree said, "I know that you can break each branch of mine in two, carry every leaf away, shake my limbs and make me sway. But I have roots stretched in the earth, growing strong since my birth. You'll never touch them, for you see, they are the deepest part of me. Until today, I wasn't sure of just how much I could endure, but now I have found, with thanks to you, I am stronger than I ever knew." The 3 points that I want to add are what I think can be the basis of the roots for this tree pertaining to us. We've been continually told to continue our knowledge. This is just the beginning. There's so much for us to learn, and that knowledge is what's going to come to us in our time of need. Like Instructor Ray said, prepare for the worst, and you'll pull that knowledge out, and we will go back to the basics when we need it. Never forget the basic things that we were taught. The next part of the roots is our family. And I'm not talking just about our families that are behind you. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about you guys. The fire service is a family. You guys call me anytime. I'm serious. Pop a tire, anything. I'm in Starkville. I'll come get you. And the very last that Instructor Carrera has shared with us very much is to establish your roots in Christ. There were many nights, especially that first week. They broke me hard on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't remember. We did 1,000 jumping jacks. I don't remember. That hurt. But he's there for you. Reach out to him. He listens. He knows what you're going through. He suffered those things. Thank you all, and it's been a wonderful experience. Bless you all.
Well, we thought it appropriate to have our next guest speak to you, the commencement class, Class 212, today as we're celebrating our 50th anniversary at the Fire Academy. Our former Executive Director, Bill Warren, who played a key role in the very early beginnings of this academy. God places the right people in the right places at the right time. Director Warren is a distinguished leader and veteran in the fire service for over 60 years, with over 60 years of dedicated service and counting, and he's still moving forward. His career began in 1967 with the Jackson Public School System, and over the decades, he has held pivotal roles in various esteemed organizations. In 1971, he became a plans reviewer for the Jackson Fire Department, followed by a tenure with the Mississippi Department of Education in 74 and 75. In 1975, he joined the Mississippi State Fire Academy, where he rose to the position of Executive Director, serving in that capacity from 92 to 2003. Director Warren's academic accomplishments reflect his deep commitment to professional development. He earned a degree from the University of Southern Mississippi and a fire science degree from Hines Community College. Additionally, he pursued advanced fire prevention and administrative courses at institutions like the University of North Carolina, Oklahoma State University, and Memphis State University, and the National Fire Academy, like I mentioned to you guys and gals yesterday evening. Director Warren has contributed to esteemed publications such as the International Fire Service Training Association, that's IFSTA, the Fire Engineering Magazine, and Fire Chief Magazine. His work has been instrumental in shaping the fire service education and training. Throughout his remarkable career, Director Warren has exemplified leadership, expertise, and unwavering dedication to public safety and fire service excellence. With great pleasure, I would like to introduce to you Director Bill Warren.
Hey, folks, I'm proud to just be anywhere at my age. And yes, I still get to drive the big red fire truck. And my last call was yesterday for a 91-year-old man and with a broken foot. And so we're out there to help people. But now you are part of a worldwide organization of firefighters. And excuse me if I move around. I'm just that type of person that I have a hard time standing behind a podium. But anyway, the first thing I want to tell you is don't do anything dumb that's going to hurt the fire service. Think, would my mother approve of me doing what I'm doing before you do it? We don't want social media posting not your name, but posting your city, that somebody's been arrested or was in a fight. Think about that before you do it. You can go anywhere in this world and stop at any fire station, tell them you're a Mississippi firefighter, and if you need putting up for the night, they're going to find you a bed anywhere in this country. Take them a patch also when you go. It just works out better that way. My advice to you, very soon, what are you going to be doing in 30 or 40 years? I hope you're retiring. So you need to go ahead and start thinking about retirement now. How much money are you going to need for retirement? No. $500,000, $1 million, $1.5 million? I don't know. I don't know what type of currency we'll have then. But the thing is, you've got to start on it. Get you a financial advisor and start putting money into a retirement account. And you'll be surprised what you will have in that 30 or 40 years that comes. I know all of you have already been sworn in at your department, and you know most of the departments within your city, but there's one department probably your city does not have, and that's a public relations department. And I'm here to tell you today, y'all are the public relations department for your city. If you walk into a restaurant and there's a husband and wife sitting there with two small kids, some departments carry stickers that say junior firefighter. If you have one, walk over there to the family and say, can we let y'all's children be a junior firefighter with our department? And put a sticker on them. If you don't have the sticker, invite them still to come to the fire station and have a photograph of their child sitting behind that steering wheel of a big red fire truck. They'll never forget it. As y'all walk away that night, you don't know it. You might have just talked to this brother of the mayor of the city. Then later on, you can go to sports events. If that big truck is there on the home side at the football game, or if they're playing soccer or softball during the summertime, you could set up a tent, have a med bag there. Somebody's going to skin something, and who knows, there could even be a heart attack during that hot time. Some of the things that are really important. Used to, all fire stations had old chairs out in front of the station. The men sat in and leaned up against the building. Terrible thing. I hardly see that anymore anywhere. They have a place out back for you firefighters to gather. But if you're out front, or others of you are out front, and a car drives up, all of you should be go towards that car, person gets out and say, "May we help you?" He's probably going to want, or she might want, one of two things: to know where a street is or a business in your town. You should know the name and the location of every street and most of the businesses in your town. That is something you really have got to study on. If you have a day room where they walk directly into your station, as soon as they come in, you should all stand and approach the person and say, "Can we help you?" Again, it might be the street address, but also a lady might just say, "I think my husband is having a heart attack out there in the car." And so she is looking for your help. When they hear the siren coming down the street, they know help is coming, and that is you. Now, some of the calls you'll make, they might be redundant to the same address, but it's lifting assistance. You might go to a call one night at around 9 o'clock when the older folks are getting ready to go to bed, and the husband has fallen out of the bed, on the way to the bathroom, in the bathroom, can't get him out of the tub. But you're there, and the lady will answer the door, being very apologetic. She said, "We've lived here all of our life, and we have never called the fire department before." You do your job, but you take it a little bit further. You always ask, "Is there something else we could do for you while we're here?" It might be as simple as reaching up for a light bulb on a high shelf that she couldn't reach, and you offered her to install it. And then always ask if there's a smoke detector in the house. You'll be surprised the number of times said, "Yes, we had one, but it quit working 10 years ago." So you can tell her, our next shift will be by to install a smoke detector. That Sunday, she will be at church in a Sunday school class, and every little old lady in that class, she's going to tell what those firefighters did for her at her house. That word is going to get back to the city council, that the firefighters did something really good for a person living in their city. Then it starts being other runs that you have to make. You've had a real bad house fire. You're in there trying to put out spot fires, and you happen to notice and you pick up a plate, one single plate. You sort of wipe it off with that dirty glove, maybe wash it off with a hose line that's trying to cool down an area. You notice it's not broke. You take it outside, you meet the family, and you tell them, "I'm so sorry for your loss of your home, but I found this one plate that's still intact." And you hand it to her. Little did you know that plate belonged to her grandmother. That's the only thing she has left other than the clothes she is wearing that night. Then you get with the other ones. They're the hoarders. You have hoarders, and then you have really hoarders. Now, the really hoarders, when you go into their house, you don't walk with your gear like I'm walking now. You walk sideways through a little cavern to each room, or some of the rooms. It's stacked to the ceiling. If you bump a cardboard box, the cockroaches come out everywhere. They're on your boots. If you stay long enough, I can assure you, they're going to start crawling up your legs. That smell, you will never forget. But there's a smell even better, or worse. Let her have 4 cats in that house that are house cats, not outside cats. That's a second smell you will never forget. You find that her husband is lying in a bed. The only way to get him out is put him in a sheet. One of you on one end, another one on the other end, to take him out to put him on a stretcher. But you can always tell her and him, if you need our services, always give us a call. I don't think you'll find a smoke detector in that house. You can go back and put one in. I call it the Red Rock House. You put a red rock out there like they do out west, they know that you cannot save that house. That's the house that can kill you. The next one, I don't know where you've met this person that might be in your town. It was in our district. I met her the first day. She moved to our area into a rent house. It's had a conventional foundation and steps going to it. At that time, the university stated that she weighed 835 pounds. Have you ever tried to move a 800-pound person? When you get them on a stretcher, and by the way, this lady ate Snickers and pizza. That was her diet. There was very little bit of care. She was bedridden, obviously. We got her on a stretcher many times. To get her out the door, she wouldn't fit. One place, the fire department actually had to cut a hole in a trailer to get her out. We would have to pull her arms together, each firefighter holding an arm to get her just through the door. Then there wasn't a ramp. And then across the yard that doesn't have a concrete walkway, always bogging up. But before she left to go to the hospital, I never once did not tell her, when you get back from the hospital, we'll be here to help you in your house. That's public service. The next one that you will surely encounter is death in a home. I call it the 9 o'clock grandma call. They go in at 9 o'clock in the morning and check on grandma or grandfather, and he's passed away or she's passed away during the night. Obviously, the family is upset. Police department will show up. Then later on, the coroner will show up. Then eventually, the funeral home will show up. There's a lot of people there, and eventually, y'all help getting the body out, and everything begins to calm down a little bit. But before you leave, you can always go back and ask the family, would y'all like a short prayer? And if it happens to be a person that you normally go to quite often, we call them the frequent calls. There's nothing wrong with going and taking a truck, if your city allows it, by the funeral home for a short visitation. Again, it's public relations, and it's your department that's doing the public relations. I've got a few, one other thing. The most dangerous call you're going to make. Y'all know what it is? The more likely call to kill you. It's going to be when you leave the fire station going to the address they've called you. You're depending on that driver. And if that driver thinks he can take a curve at 60 miles an hour when it's rated for 25, Mother Nature's going to take over and turn the truck over. People die in the United States every week from fire apparatus. I heard Wiggins mentioned earlier. Recently, they turned the truck over. Trucks go anywhere from $800,000 to $1 million. We don't want to tear the trucks up that we ride in. When you're riding in a truck, have your seatbelt on. Even if you put your tank going to a structural fire, put your seatbelt on. It saves lives. I've got a couple of pet peeves. One of them is the Higby indicator that I know that they talk to you about, always knowing how it's lined up to get out of a structure. The other one is throwing a hose out in front of the station where the coupling pops the concrete. That is the most annoying sound to me that there can be made. So don't throw the couplings that hard. Mm-hmm. And the other is how to shut a fire hydrant off. Did they teach y'all how to shut a fire hydrant off? Okay. That's great, because most of them feel like the tighter you turn it, the better you've got it shut off, which is totally incorrect. It's a bottom seating valve. You push it down, the valve does. When you open it up, and it pulls it back up. And when you get through, you should be able to turn the top nut with your hand. Another thing, too, that I carry on a truck is a jar of peanut butter. Have you any idea why? There are homes that I make calls to that I look in their refrigerator. And when you open a door of a refrigerator and there's nothing in there, it's time to go get the jar of peanut butter and leave on the counter. If you see a homeless person going by the station, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, would you like to have a bottle of water and an apple? That might be the only thing they have for that day and maybe the next day. So remember, you are the public relations department for your city. Don't do anything to screw it up. Yeah. And again, I'm just proud to be here at my age. So I wish y'all a long career. Who was the young lady from Columbus? Well, the first career firefighter we had that was a female was from Columbus. She moved on to Tampa, Florida, and retired as a paramedic from Tampa, and is now raising horses. And I still talk with her 2 or 3 times a year. So I hope you're the same way. Some of you will change jobs along the way, but still, you'll always be a firefighter, and we'd love for you to stay in the fire service where you are. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
At this time, we're going to issue out the certificates for successful completion of the 1001 program here at the State Fire Academy. Mr. Ronnie Barron, Jr. Mr. Vernell Brown.
You got your own PR club.
Mr. Anthony Brownlee. Mr. Garrett Bynum. Ms. Victoria Culpepper. Mr. Jonathan Dees. Mr. James Dunham. Mr. Patrick Gaddy. Mr. Jaleon Johnson. Mr. Stephen Johnson. Mr. Kerry Jones. Mr. Kamian Knight. Miss Antoinette Maxwell. Mr. Stephen Miller. Mr. Renish Morris. Mr. Pierre Ricks. Mr. Ty Robinson. Mr. George Rodriguez. Mr. Wandarius Shaw. Mr. Michael Smith. Mr. Brandon Summerall. Mr. Brian Summerall. Mr. Christian Thomas. Mr. Jalen Thompson. Mr. Nicholas Walls. Mr. Vanquan Whitehead. Mr. Daniel Williams.
All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for, right? By the authority granted to the Mississippi State Fire Academy and under the laws of the state of Mississippi, we proclaim Class 212 as Mississippi firefighters. Hey, folks, we hope you enjoyed our graduation today. You're welcome to go about the grounds. The memorial is right off out to our right as you leave the auditorium. You could visit that if you would like. Take plenty of pictures, and you have a safe trip home. See y'all later.
I don't remember them saying I'd have to watch a man take his last breath with his wife and daughter at his chest, or to see a family's home go up in flames, knowing they just lost everything. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on and don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today, 'cause you know God made us that way. I never thought I'd see the terror in a mother's eyes as she watched her 15-year